All right, we are live. Awesome. So yeah, this will be recorded, so that we can post it up on YouTube and share it with people afterwards as well. So I see nobody's on the stream yet, but I'm sure people will start to join. And either way, I know a lot of people were asking for the recording, so I guess we can just get started, and as people join, maybe we'll loop back. But if you want to just give a quick introduction about yourself, what you're doing with the Skarred Ghost, as well as what you're doing with New Technology Walkers. Yeah.
Well, hello everyone. Hello Evan. Thanks for hosting me here today. It's going to be pretty fun. I guess this is told. So who am I? I'm Antony Vitillo. Someone knows me as the Skarred Ghost. I'm working in RMBR since 8 years now, so I'm getting to feel a bit old. And in these years, I've been mostly three things. One is being a developer, the other one is being a blogger, and the third one is being an entrepreneur, always in immersive realities. So I let's say I have like three jobs now. One is being the blogger with my blog called the Ghost House, where I just go there and every time I want, I spread awareness around the RMBR. So with interviews, reviews, tutorials, editorials, whatever comes to my mind. There is not a straight editorial line. I just do what I want, since it's just my blog, and it's something I like also to speak directly with people with. And the second thing is that I work with the New Technology Walkers. It is the agency I co-founded. We develop AR and VR experiences for third parties, and also create some of our own, like a fitness game, Hit Motion Reloaded. So maybe we can talk about this later. And the third one is that I'm the technical lead at Vroom. That is a French company about virtual events. So we did South by Southwest, we did Venice VR. We did a concert 2 years ago with 75 million views around all media,
Amazing.
all in virtual reality, and maybe shared also with other, streaming as such, but very focused on live entertainment in VR and AR. So quite exciting times, and it's great to be here with you, Evan.
Yeah, no, great to have you as well. And yeah, I have a list of questions in front of me, but also just want to keep this kind of natural and go off of what you say. So with that, I'm just curious, as an entrepreneur myself, and I was reading a quote earlier about embracing the chaos, that you were saying, I think on LinkedIn or Twitter. And I'm curious, like, how do you balance the three different projects that you're working on? Do you have like set days that you're working on things, or is it kind of just as it comes up?
Well, that's a good question. Let's say that I try to adapt to the workload. So what I noticed is that, for instance, with Vroom, when we do events, we are super full of work. There are sometimes between two different events where we have some work to do, but not that much. So maybe in that time, I can do something with New Technology Workers and provide some consultancies for other companies, just so I can not rest. Because I'm masochistic idea of not resting. No, just joking, but just to say that every work has some ups and downs regarding the workload, and so my idea is always to use the ups to the other, the down of one work to for the ups of the other one. I don't have preset days. Basically, every week I try to embrace the chaos, understand what I can do when. The third in priority is usually my blog, with that really I adapt when I have some free time to write something. The only thing that is, that my blog becomes mandatory when there is some big news. Maybe I got, a press brief from a great news that is coming. I know that news is coming on Sunday, then for sure on Sunday I'm going to write a post, because that's a great opportunity. Otherwise, I try always to adapt, and also, evaluating from time to time if I have to, let's say, change type of job that I have. So if I have a lot of work on one of the companies, on the other one, maybe I have to take a less relevant role in that moment. So it's trying to adapt. Until now, it's been cool because it let me experience many different kind of works in VR. So that's been pretty exciting.
Love it. And yeah, I definitely feel that ebb and flow of sometimes you're like super busy with one project and you can't do anything else, and then the next week you have nothing to do on that project. Yeah. I guess talking about business and talking about the Skarred Ghost and that side of things, and with April Fools just happening like a week ago, I love the Legverse, and I love last year with the fake Apple AR glasses. You got me both times, and I'm wondering like what makes you come up with these April Fools jokes, and how do you like plan them, especially the Legverse? It looks like there was a lot of planning behind that this year.
Well, it's fun because every year I'm making a April Fool on my blog, and it's been because when I as a user, as an internet user, I always love the jokes on April, 1st of April, especially like the ones by Google. You remember until 3 years ago, because recently, after the COVID, they stopped doing that. But before, they were used to create amazing jokes. So fake products, they looked real. Everyone's so super serious in the announcements, and it was all fake. It was all a total nonsense. So I remember like the new mode of watching YouTube videos, faking that Snoop Dogg was close to you. It was the Snoop Dogg mode, and I was like, that's a genius idea. So when I started having my platform, I always did April Fool's joke. I think that I improved the levels lately. So the last two ones probably have been my best two ones. And the last one just came, the one from 2 years ago, the Apple glasses came from the fact, every week we have some rumor that is different from the other about the Apple glasses. Everyone's saying, this is the year, this is the moment.
Yes.
I said, okay, do you want the Apple glasses? I give you the Apple glasses. I created that fake review. I took some glasses that my mother uses to do, some gym for the eyes, some eye training.
Okay.
And I said, okay, these are the Apple glasses. It was a lot of fun inventing features, etc. Some people believed it, and it was great. This year, it's the Genesis is even funnier because I was at South by Southwest, an event, and we were going to a party. I don't remember, was with Kira Benzing, that is an amazing storytelling creator, and with Mark Clavier from Vroom. So I don't remember how we started joking about the fact of the legs in VR. I don't know. Maybe I remember probably one was trying to go on a lift, but she had a skirt and there was a problem going on, and so I started joking about it in VR. There could be no problem like this because now low legs, and I started a joke about but I can create a metaverse with just legs and something like that. So from a joke of that night, I said, but we having tonight a great idea. I said, I want to really do something about that. And they said, yeah, let's make it. I said, hey guys, girls, I'm not joking. I'm really going to create it. I'm going to create it, believe me. And then after that, I really made it. And for the first time, I decided to involve other people because, I said, okay, doing that alone is fun, but doing it with more people would be even funnier. So I involved Luca Ciuttolo, involved more clever for the night. Kira Benzing was not available to participate in the video, but I quoted her, I put a logo because it was getting with her. And also asked Ori Imbar, that he's an investor in VR, but he likes to be serious, he also likes to make jokes. So I said, okay, let's do this together. So I thought about the people, I thought about the idea. I asked some graphics, creative people to make the logo and all the rest. So it was really a group work, and in the end, I saw that the community loved it. And I have also in VR chat now an avatar with only legs. So people can clone it if they want to live in the leg there. So
That's amazing. I'll have to check that one out. And yeah, I loved how you had the CEO of Room come on, and like it was just his legs for the interview, and it was so good.
And that was his genius idea, because I asked him for a piece where he could announce something, and because Vroom is anyway getting to be very respected in the field for the events we're creating, and said, okay, please let's do this, and he was super happy. And he had the genius idea of talking with the legs, so it was really a group work, and I loved it. I hope next year we can do something of that level, because it's been quite high. Even VR Scout talked about it. So
Yeah, no, well, next year, let us know what you're up to. If you need any help on the extra development help, or some of our team are designers and love making graphics, so happy to help out in any way we can, because I love the
Thank
jokes.
you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so I see a couple people have joined. So to take a step back, I guess, can you tell us a little bit about how did you start the Skarred Ghost, and as well as New Technology Walkers? Like, what you said you started in the VR space 8 years ago. What kind of like sparked your interest in the space, and then sparked your interest to start both of those companies? Too?
Well, it's I started 8 years ago, and it was, I've always been interested in multimedia gaming and similar technologies. And at university, I got also interested in computer vision. And for my thesis, I started studying things that were like putting virtual elements on a video where you have your hands and things like that. So some years later, when a friend of mine wanted to create his own startup, he involved me because, hey, I remember that you were into these things about mixing realities, and you like multimedia. I know that you work well, so let's do something together. I say, why not? We saw the videos of the Google glasses, and we're like, wow, this is the future. We were going to get something amazing with the Google glasses, and we bought them for $1,500 on the United States, and we tried them. They were terrible in the best possible way. I mean, if someone from Google is watching this video, please give us back $1,500. They're totally not worth it. But that was good because it made the ball start rolling, and my partner in crime said, okay, these are terrible, but I have a plan B. It's called Oculus Rift DK2. I had said, okay, I have no idea what it is, but let me try it. And I remember in this day in the office, the gray, classical gray IT office, I put this VR headset on my head. I see myself in a villa in Tuscany. I'm like, wow. I mean, I can see the pixels. I want to puke, but this is amazing. And that day, I said, okay, I want to do this. Will be my future, and it has been my future. So this is how I started in VR. Really, it was love at first sight. So I'm still here after all these years for that first moment inside the Tuscany demo with the Oculus Rift DK2. And just not to make everyone bored, but that adventure that I started with Johnny, that was the other colleague, didn't go well. It was something about full body VR that we started, was amazing, but we weren't able to sell it properly, basically. But it was useful because it taught me lots of things, that experience. And in 2016, trying to do a marketing push for that startup, I was advised to become the expert of VR, so to do marketing for my company and something like that. I said, okay, let's start a blog and see if my mother at least reads it. Actually, my mother never read my blog, but I discovered there were some people interested, so I still wonder why, but it's an amazing thing. I'm very happy of the community of friends that I have thanks to my blog. And then in 2017, after that adventure ended, I called Max Massimiliano Ariani, that was a game designer I got to know during Global Game Jam while we were promoting our full body VR system. He was super passionate about VR, and so we decided to join the forces to, try to do something with these amazing technologies that are immersive realities. And so New Technology Walker started with the idea of, okay, let's do some consultancies while we have some breakthrough ideas. So we never had a breakthrough ideas, but in the meantime, we did some interesting projects, and then we created also our fitness game, Hit Motion Reloaded. So that's, anyway, it's been a great journey that is not ended yet. And in 2019, instead, thanks to a WeChat message out of the blue, I started collaborating with Vika Chutulov for Vroom and the virtual event sector. Then, after a few months, exploded because the COVID arrived. So it was like a timely experimentation, and now things are like going always better. So that's been some kind of milestone moments of my working life.
Amazing, and yeah, unfortunately I can't see the name, but someone on LinkedIn just said the blog is amazing. So I have
Thank
to
you.
agree. It's I started in the VR space in 2016, and I don't know when I found your blog exactly, but definitely for the past few years at least, it has been my weekly update on everything VR, and I pull from a lot of areas, but your blog and your newsletter especially is where I find the most amount of news, and it's been so helpful for me to share all this educational of what's happening in the news in the VR space with everyone else. So yes, thank you for starting it and for sharing your knowledge.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I guess from here I have like some maybe like rapid fire questions where you can just give like a one word answer, and then maybe this will give us like a list of things that we can like dive into. So mixture of VR and other things and just like fun stuff. So let's starting off. What's your favorite pop culture thing? Whether it's a TV show, movie, band, what is your favorite thing that you fanboy about?
Oh, well, this is an interesting question. Usually, I'm not much a fanboy guy, so I usually just do things, and I like some things, but I rarely become a truly fanboy. And you can see that also in VR. So I can say that, let me see something that I like. So for gaming, for instance, I'm a big fan of StarCraft and Resident Evil. That are kind of old titles, but I love them. And for instance, for cartoons, TV series, I love Futurama. I mean, now I got to hear that there can be a reboot or something like that. So I'm pretty
I heard that as well. Yeah.
excited about it. One of my favorite series ever. And yeah, as a book, actually, I don't have a favorite book, but I remember that one that I liked a lot is the biography of Steve Jobs. Not because I'm a fan of Steve Jobs, actually, I've never been, but that book was really well written, passionate, and honest, really something that I think everyone that wants to become an entrepreneur or is a fan of technology should read. Really a great book.
Love it. Yeah, and I love the Steve Jobs biography as well, and also not like a fan, but I think there's a lot of learning lessons there. It's like there's great parts of what he did, and there's other areas of management and maybe life that you can learn where he made some mistakes. So yeah, love it. And then another comment here from Wes Pattenton. Yes, thank you. I really enjoy your blog. So lots of love for your blog. Yeah, jumping into the next one. You're talking about a lot of conferences, and I'm starting to look as COVID's allowing things to open up, what conferences I should be going to over the next year. So what's been your favorite or a couple of your favorite conferences that you've been to, whether they're virtual or in person?
Oh, wow. That's an interesting question. Some of them, I have some kind of attached memories. So, for instance, the AWE is a conference I've been last year and probably, and still not sure, let's say 80% will be this year as well. AWE US. And it's been one of my favorite because, I went there last year and the idea was looking for conference, so people to attend a conference. This English was terrible, the sentence. So I was looking for some interesting speeches and talks or some interesting people to attend. And basically I watched the keynote, the first keynote by Henri Imbard, then the keynote later by the CEO of Niantic. And then I spent the whole time speaking with people in the corridors. So it's been so amazing, so full of people in the community. Then you started speaking with one, then another one arrived, and it was all a super huge networking. And then I went to the expo area, tried some cool hardware like the haptics gloves, etc. So I can see that it was super valuable to do networking for me, that I'm more on the tech side of VR in the AR. So I think that it's been really great. My only concern, my only really regret is that I wanted to speak with the CEO of Niantic, but he disappeared basically after he was on the stage. I turned my head and then he was nowhere. I don't know, maybe that he gone downstairs.
Yeah, maybe it was really an augmented reality projection.
Maybe, I don't know. It was incredible. But anyway, for all the rest, it was cool. And this year, I've read that probably there will be Unity CEO, so it's going to be another super host. And so that one was a cool one. But then, honestly, if I have to say one that totally won my heart, even if probably it's not the best one for work purposes for VR people, but it was very cool, was the South by Southwest I had just been in. I attended South by Southwest for the first time this year, like a few weeks ago. It's in Austin, Texas. For who doesn't know what's the South by Southwest, is an event about music, cinema, about technology, and all the related things. And there are conferences, XpertVR, and a lot of official and unofficial parties and networking opportunities. So I'm saying it's not the top for VR people because it's not VR centric. So if you're looking to do specific networking with VR people, or if you're looking for an event hardly on tech, like full of developers, etc., it's not the best place to be.
Right.
But if you're looking for something that is intersection between technology and creativity, like I'm doing with Vroom with the virtual concerts, it's huge because you can meet people from both sides. You meet people from tech and people from the music world, for instance. And also, I loved the atmosphere of that event. It's totally crazy event in the sense that, as I always say, you start the morning knowing the first places where you will be. Oh, I'm going to watch this conference and this conference, and then you never know what is going to happen. Really, it's totally crazy because there are so many people, so many things happening around you, that you meet someone in the corridors, it brings to another place, and then someone invites you, there is a party tonight there, and you end up doing whatever things, mixing fun and work all the time, and ending at the party with Paris Hilton playing, and you don't meeting people there that are super business people, say, hey, but they are here too. So it's totally, it's unbelievable. It's so much serendipity there. It's an experience. Some people told me that, but until I was there and tried it in first person, wow, I couldn't believe how cool it was. So it's something that really left a part of my heart in Austin because it was really amazing on a personal standpoint.
And inventing the Legverse, so it's
Yes, it's been worked also for during while I was going to a party. There was the inspiration for the Legverse. So next year probably I should go there to invent the next episode.
There you go. And I guess a question that came up in the comments and talking about the Legverse or Metaverse. Someone said some leaked info on Project Cambria, please. I need it. So I saw like some news came out. There's been a leak to like render, I think this morning or last night, of Project Cambria. Any more knowledge on that or anything around that? Or if not, what are your thoughts of like meta in the virtual reality space in general? You don't have to answer too much if you don't want to get too controversial, but
No. I mean, for Project Cambria, luckily I have no leaks. Actually, no one told me about this, even secretly. So really, I know nothing more than that. Honestly, even the render of Two Nights, with much respect with Brad, I mean, it was something we already more or less I've already seen both in the teaser video and in some leaked reconstructed image from Basti 564 that is like someone that digs into firmware of the Quest. So it's good that we have a high quality render. I'm not saying it's not good, but it doesn't add me that much. I think more or less we have already almost everything leaked. I think that the only thing that really I'm wondering about the headset is what will be the chipset. Because Brad Lynch, that shared the model, also the latest weeks were wondering the same, because probably it's too early for Snapdragon XR3, but an XR2 with all those sensors, or the big screen, etc., probably,
Doesn't have enough
it
power.
has to work very hard to overheat or work with all those stuff. So for the rest, we already know, Pasto, RGB, the controllers without the halo, most everything. The most important features have already been leaked. So I think it will be cool because it will be together with the Lynx, the first headset that truly has AR and VR on the same headset. I mean, Pasto color AR, because the black and white already work with it since 2019 with the Focus Plus, and it's nice, but it's not true AR. So
Sure.
now we're going to see some true Pasto AR, and it's cool. And then there is the Apple one, and some people rumors that it's going to be incredible, but who knows?
Whatever year it comes out.
Yeah, whatever year it comes out. But now my stance on the Apple one is that now the rumors are intensifying too much. And what I've learned in these years is that when you hear one rumor, okay, maybe true, maybe not. But when 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rumors start saying similar things, it means that there is something to be behind them. So I'm pretty confident at this point that there is an AR and VR visor that is coming for Apple, and is going to come probably in the next 14 months, according to at least being announced in the next 14 months, according to what I hear around. And we don't know exactly when. I'm pretty sure that will come with some innovations, because what is leaked is quite interesting, especially the processing power if they use the M1 processor of the Apple. So that is going to change probably some dynamics in our ecosystem. So let's see. All this, guys, is going to be pretty interesting. Answering your question about Meta, what is given to the ecosystem? Well, I'm not very original in that, in the sense that I think that it's been both good and bad. It's been good because it's poured a lot of money, the money that others either didn't have or didn't want to put in the VR ecosystem. Because, I mean, for instance, Samsung, I guess, has big pockets as well, but after the Gear VR and the Odyssey has not done that much. While Meta, Facebook has always poured lots of money in VR. So for sure, they are believers, and this is good. For sure, they have put lots of money, and this is good. Lots of things that they made are good, but absolutely what I don't like is the closed ecosystem and the data privacy issue, because as much as they want to say that they want to care about their privacy, their business is ads, and they can't do anything about it. It's their business. They must take our data to do their business. So it's not a matter of being good at evil. It's a matter of doing business. So that's why I can't believe them when they say that they care about our privacy. They cannot. And I hope they want also to enter into the content creator business. So content creation business. So take a percentage of what content creators can make in the metaverse, and it's good that there is another business, but I'm not so sure they will abandon the previous one. Right. So I'm not of these people like against Meta. I'm just against what they probably do with our data. So if they change this, I'm super happy about Meta and what they're taking to our ecosystem.
Makes a lot of sense, and yeah, I'm definitely on the same page there. We use the Oculus Quest for a lot of the simulations we develop, and obviously it's a great headset. It's a great price point for everybody, especially like academic institutions that we work with. But yeah, the data privacy is definitely an issue.
Yeah, a big issue.
Yes, yeah. I guess talking about technology, Wes Patton just wrote, have either of us seen or tried the New Eyes Technology Pro 3 AR glasses? I've heard a little bit about them, but haven't tried them. Have you tried them or know any more?
The fun story is that I know those guys, and they told me that they're going to send a glass, but it's not happened yet. And it's even more funny that when there's a AWE, there was a guy with the New Eyes glasses. I put them on, and the battery dies instantly. So no, so I have not tried them, honestly. probably since I know the company, I will sooner or later when they can, ship some unit to testers and bloggers, etc. So I guess when they want to do some marketing push, I will receive them. Having tried similar glasses like Unreal, I expect more or less the same thing. That is a glass that is lightweight, and having put it on my head, I can confirm it's lightweight. So the lightweight is cool to see, with good visuals, but so-and-so tracking, and especially limited field of view. I mean, I'm saying this because the 2 or 3 Unreal clones that I've tried until now more or less have these specifications, these results. So I expect something similar from that. And it will be anyway a good result from a small company that is trying to build a device, and hoping that the more goes on, the more the specs will be better. So sorry for not being able to give the first person experience, but when I will try them, for sure you can expect I will write about that.
Awesome. And I guess on that note, something that I've kind of wondered about, and I don't know my exact opinion, so wondering what you think. Do you think it's better to be in the position of somebody like the Nreal glasses or New Eyes, where they're kind of starting with the lightest weight and they'll improve the quality as the hardware gets better? Or do you think it's better to start where kind of Meta or like a company like Vario is at, where you need all of the highest end hardware, or you need higher end hardware at least, and then building down kind of thing?
That's a great question, and I think that both approaches are valid. So, in fact, Meta itself is doing both, with Project Nazar, with Ray-Ban stories. Ray-Ban is a classical example. We took an amazing glasses and we put as much electronics as we could and offered you what was possible. And I tried them, and just for a few minutes, they were super comfortable, super cool. You couldn't even realize they were a technological device. So that's pretty incredible. I think both approaches are valid. I think that my answer is especially depends on what you do with them. As usual, as an engineer, I was taught to answer to most of questions, so it depends. It works always as a sentence. What I appreciate of the lightweight glasses is that apart from the comfort, but the look, the style, the look that you have when you wear them is anyway cool. And this is good if you want to try something in public, outdoor, or, you have to take some pictures. They're always very cool. So the Ray-Ban stories are an example. You can go everywhere with them. People don't even realize you're wearing a tech device. So you can go in the streets. It's a sunglass. You can't go outside or the Pico Neo 3 going in the streets. Yeah, people look you like a crazy guy. So that's not going to work. On the other side, the other approach gives you more features. So think about the Vario XR3 that you quoted. It's an amazing piece of tech. I've tried it. I still have to write some first impressions on it. But I mean, you can't have something like this in a small glass. So you have amazing features, but a bulky device. So I think it depends. If you want to have indoor training for the military, okay, go Vario. If you want to watch a movie on a plane, go Unreal. So I think that sooner or later, they will meet in the middle. Sure. So it will be cool.
No, yeah, definitely that's the same way I've kind of looked at it. So yeah, interesting to hear. Like, yeah, it really depends on what your use case is. Wes just commented again here. I guess he has a pair of New Eyes. So he's in Ohio. I'm up in Ottawa, Ontario, and I know you're over in Italy. But if either of us are in Ohio, he said he's happy to let us try them out.
Thank you. I would be happy. If I'd be around, we should meet.
Awesome. And David Stark, I'm not going to swear on this, but LFG fired up for this series. So yeah, really happy to have you on for this first episode of the series. And thank you, David, for joining and watching. So I guess continuing back on the questions here, the not so rapid fire questions, as I keep leading us off in different directions. Unity or Unreal? you have a preference or and any opinion on this?
I'm Unity developer. If you wanted a short question, but Unreal is a super cool product.
Okay, yeah, no, that's same as us. Our whole team is Unity, and we're trained in Unity, so we love to see what Unreal's doing, but sticking with Unity as well.
Yes.
All right, I guess I'll throw two words at you that I think I've seen some kind of controversial posts that you've put out. So, Metaverse and NFTs. What are your thoughts on either of those? I've seen a couple posts against and or just debating them at least. So, yeah, what do you think?
Well, let's start from Metaverse, the M word, because now
Yes.
I sometimes I like to refer it as the M word and not say it because everyone now is saying this word every time. I just, a few days ago, I got a brief about a work for a company about a project, and every 2 lines there was the word metaverse. So, metaverse, and this is the metaverse and the metaverse for the metaverse. I say, I got the idea. You can remove all the reference to metaverse, and the document works as well. So this is how things are now. People just from one day to other become metaverse experts, chief metaverse officers. We do metaverses and whatever kind of stupid things I've been able to read around. It's a total nonsense. It's become a joke. So that's why I'm one of those people that wants to arrive to that moment in which we have a totally shared, I say mixed reality because I don't think the metaverse is just VR. But it's really now is the hype moment and totally is insane. So everyone wants to speak about the metaverse and pretend to be an expert while until 2 days ago probably they're working with drones for the same reason for the hype. So but what I think seriously is that of course is the goal of my life, and I think that one of the things that I like the least of this metaverse hype and also of what Zuckerberg did, but I think it's not even his fault this case. He tried to explain in an easy way what is the metaverse, but the result is that people understood the metaverse is from Facebook and that the metaverse is a VR game. And I like spending my time say people no and no for both things. So Meta will be a company with a great presence in the metaverse, yes, but it's not the owner of the metaverse. And the metaverse, yes, will be components in VR, but it's not only VR, otherwise it's pretty useless. So I imagine like a shared persistent mixed reality always around us, and it's a lot of years that I say to my friends, one day we will all wear glasses in our faces and live in a mixed reality, and they look at me like a crazy guy, with a team toilet and this kind of stuff. But I know that is going to happen maybe in 10 years, 15, 20. People have to realize that it will take a lot of years. And what I always say about the metaverse when I want to speak seriously to people is that it's okay to dream, but if you want to really do something, instead of saying that you are the chief metaverse officer of something, why don't you invest your time or your money in the practical things that really can make the metaverse possible? And I'm talking about, for instance, the networking protocols or whatever, or optimization of the graphics, or synchronization of status, the AR cloud, whatever. Because the metaverse is not coming from the words; it's going to come from people working on technologies to make it possible. Just to make a small example, people say, VR chat is a metaverse. Apart that, I can't hear a metaverse. It's really, I start having pimples on my face when I hear it. And it's a platform, no matter. It's a virtual world. But I work in VR chat every day, and you can have maximum of like 40 people in a room with you.
Right.
So is this the metaverse? I don't think so. We need much better networking protocols. And this is what I say. And this is what John Carmack himself said when he started talking about architectural astronauts. Because we need, people that doesn't dream about future architecture. What can happen in 10 years? We need people that make things work. And he said to Meta, you talk about the metaverse, your conference is made over video. What are the practical steps? And I love exactly that piece. And this is the attitude we all should have. So clear the vision, but practical steps. This is how we reach the metaverse. And the second thing, the NFT. So NFTs, I think the technology behind NFTs is great. I mean, there are lots of interesting things like the fact that there is no ownership, so there is like distributed trust of ownership. I'm reading now a lot of things about the blockchain to have more technical knowledge about it, and it's very impressive how someone came out with these ideas. And the NFTs, I think, with smart contracts are great. Will be great for people who will make digital art because it lets someone, just to make a short example. The problem is now I make a painting. No one knows me as a painter because I'm not even a painter. I'm terrible at drawings. But let's suppose that I make a painting, I sell it to you, you pay me 100 euros for that because probably you have lots of money to waste. So that's why you're paying 100 euros. Then for some reason I became super famous, and then that painting is worth 10 million euros. And if you resell it for 10 million euros, from that money I got to earn zero because I already sold it. Instead, with a smart contract with an NFT, an artist can say, okay, for every time you will resell my artwork, I get anyway the 10%. So if here it becomes super famous, they keep earning money from the future sales. And I think that's fair. And this is what NFT is with what smart contracts can allow. But what is now is shit. Let's call it this true name is speculation. Just I make whatever I say it's an NFT and people buy it for 50,000 because they hope to resell it and then to resell it again. But this is not how things have sense. I think it's just a way of making money speculation about everything, and it's going to end, I guess, when the hype will deflate. But now it's something I'm totally against. So some people are asking me to make an NFT of the Unity cube that I make or of the Legverse or whatever. I was no, I'm not interested in that because it will just become an object of speculation. So when NFTs will be used for what they have been made for, I will probably also invest more in them because I think that would be valuable. But I know that already some people are trying to do something cool with them without speculating. And I invite them to continue, of course, this work. But for the others, I say, try to use this in a useful way, not just money speculation. Someone say also money laundering sometimes.
Yes. No, I agree. That's a great way to look at it. I think there's so many ways that NFTs are being used right now where, yeah, all it is an investment and a way to make money. And we really need to look at it as like the internet. It had a bubble in the late 90s, but then there was all kinds of use cases for that technology. And like you're saying with artists, but in so many other areas, it really just needs to be the underlying technology that you don't even know it's there, but it's what allows new things and innovative things to happen. So yeah, I like that way of looking at it. And got another comment here. I can't see the user for some reason. I could see some of the users who commented and others that I can't. But asking, will you be at AWE in 2022 in the US in June? I think you said you were like at an 80%.
80%, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And he said if you're there, he'd love to have you try the Hobo Loco locomotion controller.
Cool. Please find me on LinkedIn or via email, etc. Let's keep in touch because if I will be there, I for sure want to try lots of cool things. So please write an email and let's keep in touch.
Love it. Awesome. All right. I guess to go away from like the technology side of things, I know we've talked a little bit about XpertVR in the past. So like we're in the academic space, and that really came from myself and from others in our company, just not being happy with our like educational life up until now, going through kindergarten to grade 12 and then into college and university. And I know you went to university, and so curious to know like your thoughts on education and where it might be heading, as well as I know you put out a post or shared an article about like us not creating Einsteins anymore in the world, and curious to know like how could we start to do that, and maybe how VR might impact that, but anything else?
Well, this will require, just a meeting on itself because it's a very deep topic. Well, let's say that education, I think that, I've been lucky to have been into schools that have taught me some basic concepts in a good way. But I still can see the many flaws that the current education system has, especially that is like standard. I agree with that article that I shared on LinkedIn. That is like I don't remember the production chain of of people that have to study, then study again, study, then work, and everyone is being taught in the same way. Sometimes it depends on your luck of finding the right teacher to become good in a certain matter or not. For instance, I can say that I had a very good maths teachers for the first probably 10 years of my life. Probably I think 12 years of education, something like that. So that's why also I got very well with maths and PCs and IT and all the rest. But I imagine what if I had bad teachers in that things. Maybe I would have become, I don't know, someone that study philosophy. I don't know. I mean, it's weird to think about it. So education is overly important, and it needs an improvement. I think we provide it still in a too old way, and I think we also dream a bit of how it can be now because. Uh, uh, I know what they have in mind for the future. In the future, I think it's AI teaching. That's the best way of having a future in the sense that, okay, have some activities with other students because I have to have a social life as a kid. I have to make group work. I have to teach with others. I have to have fun in the poses with them. But I also have some like of AI teacher that teaches me in the way that is ideal for me. Maybe I'm slow at learning, and so I need some teacher that is slower. Maybe I'm faster, and so I have to can be given more concept. And this is can't be done by a single person that has to teach to 30 students together. We need some kind of automated system. Of course, this is I think still unfeasible for now. We need more advancement in AI, more advancement in VR, in AR, and blah blah blah. But I think this is the true future of education. Apart from the fact that with the R and VR you can have more 3D elements to learn on because you can learn the human body, by seeing that in 3D, taking parts away from that, like a serial killer, and see them and this kind of stuff. You can make experiments with chemistry without risking to die. So I think that 3D is going to offer a lot, but I think that the true big added value will be the AI teaching because even if I have a 3D models of everything, but the teaching, the way of teaching them is the same as now. I think very little is going to change. Probably 10%. I don't know. But with AI teaching, I think it's going to have a drastic change of how we learn. And I'm a strong believer in that, but we will need a lot of time to run out.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really interesting way to look at it. And I think a lot of teachers like teachers today that have a profession, they may look at that and be like, you're trying to replace me. But like you said, I think it's one person can't manage 20, 30, 40 students. So maybe if it was more of like a AI teacher's assistant where each teacher had one, but then there's one teacher that makes sure that they're staying on the right topic
Yeah.
and managing and making changes. Yeah, really interesting way of looking at how things could change.
Yes, I totally agree. Also, I don't want to remove human persons on the
Yes.
classroom because it's fundamental having the human relationship with your teacher. But maybe at home, maybe in some dedicated hours, maybe as an assistant, you need to have some kind of other way of learning because it's otherwise it's not going to work.
For sure, for sure. Um, Another question here from Sandra Fang. What haptic technologies are worth watching? And this is actually kind of one of my technologies or one of my questions. Haptic technologies, but also what do you think is going to be the next sense that is going to be touched through virtual reality? So obviously we have great audio, we have great visuals coming, touch, smell, taste, and with that, the haptic technologies.
Well, this is a question I love because sometimes I had some speeches out the five senses of VR because people usually forget about smell, forget about taste. And there are some crazy experiments also about taste. But taste, I would say, is still in academic research. It's not going to happen very soon.
Mhm.
Smell is making some steps forward, but too early. Prototypes, some early commercial products like OVR, like Vexo, etc. I'm a strong believer that haptics will be the next one. It is already the next one because if there is a tool like the Haptic shooter for $500, you can have a shooter with some vibrations or your torso, and we integrated it in our game, and it gave it step up the fun of our game. So I can say that we already have haptics, and so I'm sure this is the first sense that we're going to dig into. I tried probably the most impressive demo we had about haptics has been from the Haptex gloves, with the gloves that are super bulky but can give you sensation of being touched on all the parts of your hands, and this is quite magical. It's not realistic at the moment. It's also not feasible because the gloves cost more than 10,000 more
Yes.
10K dollars. But they're pretty unique sensation. They give a pretty unique sensation. And there are other companies doing great, like the Sense Glove with the Sense Glove Nova and the Force Feedback. And another thing that I want to stress is now that there is the Emerge. I tried Ultraleap. I don't remember the name of the device, Ultraleap something.
The sound
That,
wave one?
that you can give you the sensation of light touch even if you don't touch it.
Mhm.
So via send some like waves to your hand, and so you feel some vibration on your fingertips. It's going to be is quite interesting as well. I say that we are still very early days there, but really we're in the beginning. We need lots of years, but I think we will deliver in the end. I also try some devices with the hot and cold sensation.
Mhm.
The only problem is that I can't understand exactly. I can't envision what will be the final device for the hands, because as far as I can love gloves and the sensation they give you, I can't imagine myself that everywhere I go, I take some gloves, and then every time I want to try VR, I put the gloves on, and then they get dirty, I have to wash them. And I think that at least the current form factor of gloves is not going to work, in my opinion. So probably we have another form factor. I don't know, just like a little exoskeleton that you just snap on and in plastic and you're done. I don't know. We have to still find it, I think. But I think there is already something you can try that is already pretty cool. While for the other two senses, smell and taste, it's early days, very, very early days. And maybe we'll wait for the brain plug to have them.
Yeah, Elon will come and get the Neuralink installed.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely what I've seen going to. It's been 2 years now, but CES in 2020, we were down there with a couple people from our team and got to try out the haptics gloves and a few things, and definitely experienced similar reactions to the three senses and where they are at right now. And I think it's interesting your comment about like not wearing gloves or not wanting to bring those around with you. And I look to something like the OWO, or that's how it's pronounced, like suit, or shirt, where maybe it can be integrated into like clothing that you wear every day.
Yeah, that's another cool thing. I've not tried it personally.
Yeah,
but I've seen some people on YouTube trying it, and they all said it was one of the most interesting gadgets of CES. And I agree with you. The other approach is having something on your clothes that you wear every day. But the problem is that usually on my hands I don't wear clothes.
Yes.
So we have to see what will be the future. I mean, let's see.
Yeah, as we're talking about it, like maybe if it was built into some kind of wrist strap or watch where you could just like pull it out at any time, kind of thing. Interesting. I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting to the end of our time, so I just wanted to give you a few minutes. First of all, to say thank you, but then also, give you a few minutes to talk about touched on them a little bit, but any current projects you're working on that you wanted to chat about some more, or whether it be just new blog posts and reports that are coming out, or just telling people to go subscribe to the blog and newsletter, or any new projects with new technology walkers.
Well, I will have lots of things to say, and sooner or later I will say them about my working life. Let's say now for the blog, I have lots of things. I have a to-do list of posts that grows every time. It doesn't shrink, so that's a problem. Sometimes there are some things I've tried in some exhibitions that I've not been able to write about yet. So that's the problem of not doing this as the primary job. So I don't always have the time to talk about what I have seen. But it's interesting to say about my projects that I will, for instance, with NTW and Vroom, I will be in Laval Virtual in the 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's one of the oldest VR exhibitions. It's like 30 or 20 years that is going to be that is being held in this city, almost unknown city of Laval in the northwest of France. So if someone of you is going there, we can meet there. I will have a speech in the virtual world of Laval, and also will be physically in Laval to meet people, try harder, what this is my work. And at the same time, there will be a surprise about our game Hit Motion. I will reveal while they're in Laval, so it will be pretty cool. Yeah.
Any hints that you can give us?
No.
No, okay.
When I release it, you will understand why I couldn't speak about it.
For sure.
It's not about Apple anyway, so don't dream about it. And with Vroom, actually, we have lots of projects in the pipeline. We did. I think that one of the biggest things we did was during the South by. We did this concert with the VC Arena. There was like 12 hours of concert of electronic music that was held in a big venue in Paris, in the physical world. And in parallel, we created a virtual venue inside VR chat where you could dance at the same time with this super top high DJs and have fun there with some flamethrowers, some fake NFT generator. We made a really super cool world. Yeah, we could have like an NFT coin. You press a button, everything was different. We had this kind of crazy things, Easter eggs we created. It was really, really cool. So this was one of the cutting edge projects we did, and we're thinking about the next ones, and we'll keep you updated. But what I just want to say in the end is that what I like of what I do usually in my dev work with the team, NTW and Vroom, is always try to push the boundaries a bit of what is possible with VR. I mean, there are small teams. We are not Meta, we are not Epic Games, etc. But in our little, we always try to do that, and I really invite you all to do the same. I mean, as I said, we must be very practical, and it's impressive how the step that one of us makes can help all the community. I saw sometimes other people, other companies copying what I was doing in my work, and I do the same. So, but this is just taking inspiration and growing all together by just everyone invents something more, and then all the ecosystem grows. And I might really want to do that, do something crazy, doing experiments, trying to push the boundaries in our little. I mean, even if we are not that huge money, that huge teams, and this is how we really get to the metaverse together, and personally to personal success. So really, this is my invite for you all. If I can finish with this, some words of inspiration for everyone.
Love it, and yeah, I think that collaboration, that's one of the main values that we have at XpertVR, is to collaborate as a team, but with all of our partners, and definitely just as we get more connected with other technology companies like New Technology Walkers and others, like, yeah, how can we all work together to innovate in this space and really drive it forward to this metaverse that we want to
Yeah.
see in the future, right? Or the M word that we want to see in the future. Well, yeah, Antony, thank you so much for joining me and chatting. It's so great to finally get to chat like through video, because we've only been going back and forth through comments and emails. So this is awesome to have this chat. And thank you for everyone. I'm seeing lots of comments here. I guess the viewer count isn't accurate here, because there's a bunch of comments coming in saying thank you for the talk and
Thank
listening.
you. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Ivan, for this opportunity. And it's been very fun to speak here with all of you. So thanks, everyone, and have a great day in VR.
Yes, thank you, everyone. And in 2 weeks, we're going to have Dr. Clips on for another interview. So if you're interested, make sure to watch our LinkedIn page or YouTube. Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.